record this session, and then we can all have a replay. So if anybody misses what I'm doing, I can send it out to them. And if anybody joins us in the meeting as we go along, then that's great. First time I've used Zoom to bring a bunch of strangers together, as it were. Normally do this stuff one-to-one, but it's a great little platform if you're thinking about doing this kind of thing yourself. Should be able to share my screen with you. In this case, you can see my desktop, and I've prepared a little agenda, a little list of things I want to cover with you today in the next sort of 40, 50 minutes at most. I've called this the 2017 Kickstart, and my idea behind this was really it's the start of the year, and there are lots and lots of people who ask me questions and sort of want help and support with their business. There seems to be some themes that have emerged from all of the work that I've done, certainly over the last couple of years. And I want to try and help everybody get off to the best possible start. So if you're watching this live or you're watching this on a replay, if you have any questions or comments, you can find me on Facebook, you can send me an email. There's various different ways that you can contact me, and it would be great to explore your individual sort of goals and your individual's ambitions for 2017 and beyond. So most of you guys know me from a marketing kind of perspective. I think somebody else has just joined the meeting because they've just fell off the chair. So if you've got your audio on, if you can just make sure that you're muted, and then we don't hear everybody, so I can make sure everybody's muted here as well, which is fine. I'll keep this to one side. So, yeah, Nate, thanks for joining us, buddy. Yeah, so 2017, it's going to be a great year. There's lots and lots of things that, are open, lots of opportunities for people, and not just in a marketing world, but in a personal context as well, in a business context, in an employment context. So wherever you're coming at this and wherever you're positioning yourself for this year, it's important that you get some momentum going real quick. So as a little bit of an introduction there and just welcoming everybody on the call, if you want to put your Facebook address in the chat, feel free to network amongst yourselves as well. That's very important that everybody can make connections. I know everybody who's on the call, and there's some, really great people on this call right now. Loads of knowledge, loads of expertise, and it's great to network. It's great to share, great to connect. So make sure you guys use this opportunity as a way to meet some new people as well. So introduction out of the way, I want to go through these 3 or 4 different things. First thing I want to do is look at goals. And if you've not set any goals at all for this year, then we need to correct that right now. And then you've got a clear vision and clear view in your mind of what it is that you're doing and what is it that you want to achieve. Where are you going? What's the vision? So if that's getting a new job or starting a business or making your business perform better or getting new clients or whatever this stuff is, whether it's personal goal, like a health goal, you might want to get fit, you might want to do something, start doing something that you stopped doing or go back to something or whatever it may be. Goals are very, very important. And before the end of 2016, I sent out a roundup, which some of you may have read, a document summarizing the year. And in that document, I shared my goals, or some of them, for 2017. And I'm going to recap on this stuff with you on this call, and then invite you guys to put some of your goals up in the chat so we can kind of see and keep each other accountable. And just working on your goals sometimes is difficult because other stuff gets in the way, life gets in the way, kids get in the way, you need to do certain things. And those goals that you started out with at the beginning of the year might not be as achievable as you first thought, and you can let things slip. And if you do that, you really are limiting your chances of not just reaching that particular goal, but actually moving yourself forward in the right direction. So goals, very important. We'll get onto that in a second. Big thing about staying positive. And you could have the best goals in the world. You know, I want to be a millionaire this year, right? That's a big goal. But if I'm depressed and down and not motivated and not positive, that goal doesn't mean anything, because I need to maintain a positive approach to everything that I do. And that means being positive even when things are bad and things are not going well and things are not working. So there's some stuff I have figured out how I can help keep myself positive. I'm going to hopefully share that with you in a sec. And if it helps, that's great. Moving forward, I want to talk about how we actually make our actions count. And again, really, really important. I've worked in lots and lots of places over the years with lots and lots of different companies, businesses, organizations, councils, charities, all sorts of people. And one thing that strikes me is there's not many people who really want to make their job count, their role count. People are not too concerned about the impact. They're more concerned about getting the job done and dusted and maybe going home at the end of the day, or just let's get this finished. And that's the kind of thing that people will say. But it's important to make your actions count. Want to cover that. There's some principles of success. We're going to invite some questions, and I've got a bit of a bonus and stuff if you stay with me to the end. So the next 50 minutes, we're going to cover a bunch of stuff. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, just drop them in the chat, and we should be able to pick those up as we go along. So just before we dive into this, can everybody hear me okay? Am I making sense? Is this good stuff? Bad stuff? All right, yes. I can see it. Morning, everybody's meeting, everyone's talking. All good, happy days. Right, goals. What are your goals? What are your goals for this year? Right, so last year, like I said, I sent out this document, and this is the thing. Now, if you haven't read this in its entirety, I'll put this up in the chat. So wherever the chat's gone, and you can read this at your leisure. And there's a big bunch of stuff in there. It's just a Google shared document. But in this document, I listed a bunch of goals, and here they are. And I didn't go into too much detail, because how many goals can you possibly have? You might just have one. In the chat, just put some of your goals. What is it that you want to achieve? Is it, starting a business? Is it improving your business? Is it, starting a new relationship? Whatever it may be, what are some of your goals, right? Here's some of mine. Number one, I want to build the best team possible. And I know there's a couple of guys on the call right now who are, for example, Kelly's on the call, and working with Kelly and doing a bunch of stuff with Kelly over the last year or so. Kelly is somebody that is joining me on the team, and somebody that, is going to be working with me as we go forward in 2017. Just see what's going on Facebook. Things are like lighting up. Just checking what's going on there. So yeah, there's a bunch of things about building a team. So one of my goals is I need to build a team. And I know Sarah, she's not on the call right now, she might be watching the replay. So Sarah, another person coming on the team. But what kind of team am I looking for? What do I need my team to do? What skills do I need my team to have? So Kelly's got social media skills. Sarah's got coaching skills. I've got the technology skills. And between us, we can create something great. But unless I say my goal is to build this team, it won't get done. I'll have this in my mind, but it won't get done because I've not committed to it, and I've not publicized it, and I've not made people aware that this is what it is I'm striving to do. I want to build a team, and people need to know that, because when people do know that, people are able to help, ask questions, and say things like, hey, Danny, I heard you want to build a team. What kind of things are you looking for? And that conversation could be the conversation that I need to accomplish that goal. So think about it. What are your goals? Who knows about these things? Who do you speak to? You speak to your partner, you speak to your friends, you speak to your colleagues or associates. You've got to let people know what your goals are. So one of mine, build a team. We're going over to Dallas in February to the ClickFunnels Funnel Hacking Live event. I'm being a little bit cheeky there because a lot of the audience for this stuff is belong to the ClickFunnels community. If I can sneak a presentation in somewhere in that event and do some stuff with some people, that would be an awesome goal to accomplish for me, right? Little things. It's not as big as building a team, but it's still a good goal to have. So I'm not just aiming for big, strategic things. Build a team, launch my inner circle. This is like, a group of like-minded people I want to work and mastermind and all of this stuff. It's quite a strategic goal. Yeah? Scaling up affiliate products and things like that is not as strategic, but they're all good, well-founded goals that will help my business move forward. So what are you guys striving for? What are you guys looking to achieve this year? I've got a personal one on there. I want to continually improve my fitness level, and I want to go back, and I say that, go back to martial arts. And I used to do some Aikido a few years ago, and I missed it, and I've stopped going, and I've been concerned about my own fitness, and in my own mind, what do I need to do personally as well as in my business? So defining these goals, and I've got a bunch of other ones that I kind of write down myself, this is very, very important, because not only are you able to, communicate what it is that you're trying to accomplish personally and in business and in life, you can also keep yourself accountable. People can keep you accountable, and you can actually measure your progress. And that's very, very important to me, being able to measure the progress. So if you want to launch a website or set up a business or make your first 10 quid online or $10 or whatever it is, you have to set goals. Now, you don't necessarily have to achieve them all in a specific period of time. It may take longer than a year to do some of these. It may take, considerably longer. You might set really big strategic goals. You might say, right, I want to own, my own chain of stores or chain of, business premises, whatever it is. That won't happen overnight, but you've still put it down and you've still got something to work towards. What goals are you guys striving for right now? Put some stuff up in the chat for me. If we can find the chat. There we go. So, want to make a living and start to grow in a big way? Acquire 10 new Facebook ads clients in Q1 and quit my day job. Financial independence. These are awesome goals. Big, big goals that you've got in your mind, and you can aspire towards them. It doesn't matter if you don't get there as fast as you would like. The whole point is that you have something that you can focus on. Set some big ones, set some little ones. But when you come off this call, spend 5 or 10 minutes and just get a piece of paper or a book or whatever you've got. Write it in a Google document, docs.google.com. Whatever you need to do, go in there and try and list 5 things that you want to do in 2017 that you know will make such a difference. Put some big ones, put some medium ones, and put some smaller ones that are more easier to do, right? And you tell me at the end of this year or sooner how just doing that has helped you. That's the whole point. This stuff helps, right? So from here, let's go back to this. The importance of goals. Very, very important. And it's something that I urge you to take that time at the end of this call, just to write yours down and try and hold yourself accountable. Now, you've made some new friends in this call today, and you've got the opportunity to hold each other accountable, right? So use that relationship that you've started to build just now, and you know, you will be able to have some accountability partners and make sure you all stay on track. And I'm more than happy to do the same. So if you say, Danny, I want to, you know, achieve some, you know, new clients, get some new clients in the first quarter, 10 new clients, I'm more than happy to check with you, Nate, to see how you're doing and keep pushing you in that right direction. So set your goals, be true to yourself, yeah, and keep checking back and use accountability and these kind of things to help you move forward, help keep moving you forward. Okay. So before we move into staying positive, just let me know how we're sounding. I'll just make sure that the recording is working okay. If there's any questions or comments on any of this stuff, just drop them in the chat. And we will pick this back up in a second. I've just got to answer a quick message as well. Business doesn't stop. I'll just have to deal with somebody in a few minutes. No problem at all. So we'll get right back into this. Yeah, the next thing I want to talk about, if there's no questions, is there any questions, any comments? No. No problem. Thanks so much for joining me, guys, as well. And what I'm going to do is I'll go back onto the screen in a sec. And we can get on to the next point. And share screen. You should be able to see me again. Let me know if you can't. The next part, you could have the best goals in the world. You know, I want to make $1 million. I want 10 new clients. I want a new business. I want whatever, right? At some point in this journey towards these goals, something bad's going to happen. You're going to be down. You're not going to be feeling the vibe. There's going to be some negative outside influence that puts you back. There's something that's going to, you know, come and say, no, I'm not letting you reach these goals. And at that point, whether it's a personal circumstance, it's a financial circumstance, it's a business problem, a client problem, whatever it is, you have to stay positive, right? Now, I'm sure we all know what it's like, you know, to have financial problems. We all know what it's like to have family or personal or health issues that can really cause a detriment, you know, unexpected problems, emergencies. You know how life goes, and you know that it will throw some crap your way, you know, generally when you're setting your goals and you're trying to do something, right? This stuff happens for a reason. And there's a million different quotes on the internet and silly memes and all this kind of stuff that kind of reinforce this, you know, you need to stay positive kind of attitude. You know, and there's so many of those out there. I know you've all seen them because you guys share this stuff. I see it. You share this kind of stuff on your news feeds, right? But how much do you actually take heed of these messages and this positive mindset? Because if you're kind of pissed off and down and, you know, not in a position to function very well, then your goals are further and further away from you. You're not going to be able to reach them as quickly. So you have to stay positive. Now, that might sound easier, you know, than it actually is. And I appreciate that people are at different levels and at different stages in their life, business, finances, relationships, whatever. here are a few of the things that I do to stay positive, right? And some of these might surprise you, right? One of the best things I can do to keep myself positive, even when things are really, really bad, even when you're kind of thinking you're a bit down and depressed and, you know, stuff's not working, is to actually go and help somebody, right? Is to find somebody who needs my help and spend some time, right? And sometimes you really have to kick yourself to do this, you know, but you're not in the best frame of mind. If you spend 20 minutes helping somebody when you're not in a positive frame of mind and they have a good experience, I can guarantee that your mindset will go back to being positive, right? Try it next time you're down and you're pissed off, go help somebody. And I don't mean you don't have to build somebody a website or, you know, talk about marketing stuff or whatever. It might just be, you know, helping somebody across the road or helping somebody with the shopping or giving a homeless dude £5 or $5 or whatever it is. Help somebody, right? Spread positivity and it will come back for you, right? So that's one thing, right? Helping people. Another way to stay positive, believe it or not, is to actually make sure that you've eaten and you've had something to drink, water, you know, very important. And so many people who I work with are literally living off fresh air. And as daft as it may sound, you will have a negative approach to everything if you're just like not eating properly, not drinking enough water, not, you know, it's not so much about doing a whole heap of exercise, but it's about maintaining enough fuel in your body to achieve your goals and to function in your day-to-day business. And it might sound like, you know, this is common sense stuff, but you'll be surprised how many people are making themselves physically ill, right? And depressed, and they're staying inside and they're not doing what they should be to achieve their goals, right? You have to keep yourself going and you have to make sure you take time to look after yourself. And I'm sat here now like a bit of a hypocrite thinking, damn, I've not had anything to eat this afternoon because I've been preparing this bloody live stream. As soon as we come off this call, I'm taking an hour, have something to eat, make sure I'm cool and I'm going to a next meeting, right? You've got to take those breaks in your day, especially if you're running your own business or you're serving people at a high level, because every single time you help somebody or share some energy or give off some of your positive vibe, it needs to be replenished, right? So, a couple of things there. Help people. And I'll just sort this guy out who's panicking about his sales funnel. Not a problem. Right. Help people. Make sure you're fueled, you've got good food, you're drinking enough water, common sense stuff. Right. One of the biggest, most impactful things I've done in the last couple of years to change my mindset and make myself, you know, hopefully ooze positivity, give off a positive energy, is to change the people who I surround myself with on social media. And you might think, well, what? Myself and a good friend and colleague, we ran internet radio and we had a studio and we worked with DJs and MCs and all kinds of musicians and different things. And we did that for a long period of time. And in that period of time, I accumulated 3 full Facebook accounts. So you know that a personal Facebook account, we've all got one, we're sharing them in the links. We all know that you can have a limit of 5,000 people. And I had 3 of these things, right? So 15,000 friends spread across 3 accounts, right? And because of the nature of the industry and the nature of the people, I'm not saying they were bad people. What I was seeing was a day-to-day drudge of negativity as I scroll down the newsfeed. Now, I appreciate this is my wall and it's not the newsfeed, but you get the gist. You come on social media and you are open to influence, right? And if you have a big bag of negative people on your friends, in your circle, in your community, that stuff is going to reflect on you. And you will start to emanate those same vibes, right? Those same feelings. And you will start to move away from your goals and go backwards because these negative people are impacting on you in a negative way. So what I did when we ended the project and we wound the project down after 5 years or whatever we did the radio, is those accounts actually got suspended by Facebook anyway. And we had to merge them all into a like page, a business page, which was fair enough, and it's still there. I created my new profile. And I'm currently at 1,435 people, right? And I've been very, very careful to make friends with people who are positive. Now, if I told you that I know every single person and I've spoke to every single person on my own, on this friend, all 1,400 of them, I've had a conversation with them at some point, right? Think about your friends and think about the people who you are working with and talking to and the things that you're doing, right? And have you actually spoke to these people? Have you got any synergy with these people? Because if you haven't, they should not have a space in your Facebook community. And I'm looking at people here who are awesome entrepreneurs, people with ambition, people with drive, people with businesses, people not necessarily have money. It's not about they're all rich folk. And there's a big bunch of people here who are considerably richer than we are. Even though Simon's just going past. But working with these people has actually kept me so positive and allowed me to pursue my goals. Because if you think about it, and where's he gone? I think he's just gone past. There's a really, really good friend of mine called Andrew Medlam. And Andrew here he is, Andy. He's a great guy. And Andy's got a fantastic quote. Apologies if we have any technical difficulties. Andy's got a fantastic quote. If somebody's not prepared to invest in your dream, why should you invest in theirs? And the same kind of thing applies here. If somebody's not on your journey and not on your wavelength, no matter who they are, they shouldn't have a place on your friends. You need to surround yourself with positive people who will help you achieve your goals. And how often does a friend or a family member tell you things like, what you're doing is not the correct way? You know, I have family members telling me to quit my internet job and go and get a proper job. How do you get around that? That is not going to help your positivity in any way, shape or form. If somebody who's supposed to be a family member tells you to quit what you're doing and go and do something that they deem to be proper, you're going to feel real bad. It's like, think of your most favorite thing in the world, and then somebody is telling you that you don't have the right to do it. That's negativity, and you don't need it. You've got to think about who are you surrounding yourself with, guys, because if you do that and you surround yourself with this positive energy and you've got clear goals and you know where you want to be and you've got good friends and accountability partners, people who will invest in your dream, then how much more successful are you going to be? How much more impact are you going to have? How much more is your business and your organization, your life, everything that you're doing, how much better is that going to be if you've got a positive mindset, the right people, and very, very clear, defined goals, right? It might sound like common sense. It might sound like something completely brand new. In doing this stuff over the course of a couple of years and gradually you know, increasing the number of people I'm talking to and, you know, strategically positioning myself. I've seen a notable improvement, not just in my life, but in my business and finances and everything else that goes with it. You've got to have the positivity, you've got to have the goals, and you've got to have that good, solid foundation. But none of that stuff, right? None of it is important at all unless we make it count. Right, guys? You've got to make this stuff count. Every minute's got to count. Everything that you do's got to count. Every telephone conversation, every new friend you meet, every person, every relationship has to count. And if it's not counting, and if it's not having the impact that it should be having, for example, yeah, if you are doing things in your day that are not helping you move towards your goal, why are you doing them? Yeah? Why are you committing that time to something that's not helping you? And it's a very powerful question. And if you analyze your time and how you spend your time in a day, you might actually shock yourself. You know, you realize that, you know, just waking up 2 hours earlier, you can get a load of extra stuff done. Simple things, right? Longer term, you know, you've got to think about how can you reshift? How can you make a shift? And how can you move from time wasting to making everything count, making sure everything's productive? Yeah? Are you sat? Look at your desk. What's on your desk? Are you sat at a desk? What have you got surrounding you? Are you surrounded by crap and clutter and, you know, things, to-do lists? You know, there's something that always comes back in my mind. And we were once in a training session when I worked for Lancashire County Council, and somebody was talking about they had 25 priorities. Now, if you've got 25 priorities, you do not have any priorities, right? You can't have, it's impossible. How can you prioritize? You've got 25 things and you're calling everything a priority. Nothing's going to get done, right? You've got to think, what am I doing? What's going to make this stuff matter? What's going to make it count? What's going to give me a legacy from the work that I'm putting in? If you believe you've got so many priorities that nothing is getting done, then we probably need to have a personal conversation and help you declutter, get rid of the mess and the crap around you, and look at the actions you need to take to make this stuff count. Right? You've got to make every action you take in your life, your business, it's got to count. Otherwise, what's the point? If people are sitting around mourning or criticizing other people's business or trolling people on Facebook or whatever, you know, things they're doing, that's their business, right? Your business has got to count, got to be positive, got to be moving you towards your goals. And if you get these things in your head now, 2017 could be the best year ever. Yeah? You could be doing the things that you want to do, not the things that people tell you you've got to do. I gave up working for people a long time ago, and it's, you know, one of the best decisions I've made. Stop working for people and start working for myself and make things count and stay positive and set the goals, right? It's not easy and it's a daunting task, and that is why we kind of can get negative and we can have these ups and downs in our life, our career, whatever. But if you embrace these simple steps every single day, you will enable yourself to be able to overcome the negative things and continually keep yourself in that positive frame of mind. If you can't make a difference to something, why bother, right? If it's not making a difference to you, why bother, right? And so many times people are wasting time and positive energy on things that don't matter. Let's make 2017 matter, and let's make our goals a reality sooner rather than later, while it still matters, guys. This is the point. And so many people are like, oh, maybe next year we'll start a business. Maybe next year we'll do that thing. Maybe next year we'll get that holiday, or maybe next year. And that never comes. So you've got to make that positive switch in your mind now and chase these dreams, chase these ambitions, these goals, and never stop and never relent. And that's just my, I called it a kickstart call, but that really is what I'm saying to myself and saying to my guys and saying to people on calls or whatever I'm doing, coaching people, etc., etc. You've got to say it to yourself. And you've got to be positive, and you've got to move this stuff forward, right? It's not difficult if you can keep your mind positive and you can keep busy doing the things that matter and the things that count. All right, guys? Let me know what you think of that lot, because I've whittled on for a little while and all the chat's probably lit up. But I want to try and just help you the best I can right now to take these steps that will have this overall positive impact on everything you do. Really, really, really important. And if you struggle, and if you're down, and if you've got an issue, just send me a message or send Kelly a message or one of the guys who you've met today. Networking and good, solid people around you. Like I said, surround yourself with the right people. You're on the right track. And momentum will build up, and you will surprise yourself at what you can actually achieve. All right? Talk to me. What's happening? Yeah, everyone's happy to talk, 100%. Thanks for that. Yeah. There's a point there Kelly made about burning out. Technically, I could burn out after this call because these things take a lot of energy to do. It's very important that you don't over-plan, right? I'd made this thing that I'm sharing with you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I made this at 10 minutes before we started, right? I planned this and I sent some links out and emails, and I got people interested in the call, but I didn't really put any thought into what I was going to do or say or anything other than the fact that it was to kickstart 2017, right? Who's just appeared on this call with the bag of noise. Who's making a bag of noise? Hopefully put yourselves on mute, guys. Anyway, so yeah, we're in a position where if you over-plan things, right, and you spend 6 months, planning something, right, you've over-planned. You didn't need to spend that much time. You can plan things that are really good, really impactful in a short period of time. Obviously, you've got to know what you're talking about, but you don't need to spend 6 months planning something. You can do it faster. You can do it more effectively and more efficiently, right? Especially if you've got a positive mindset and you clearly know what it is that you want to do. Right? Very important. Don't burn yourself out, guys. Right? Don't over-plan. Don't stay up all night slogging over, this Word document or this presentation, right? There's a very important thing about what we call, I'll do it how I normally do it, right? So normally people are going to go ready, aim, fire, right? And the aiming bit is that over planning. They've been aiming for 10 years. They've been planning for so long that by the time they come to fire, there's nothing left in the gun. A puff of smoke comes out of the front and that's it, done, right? We need to switch that round, right? It needs to be ready, fire, aim, right? You've got to fire this stuff. If you've got an idea, let's get on with it, because, halfway done is better than nothing, yeah? Done is better than perfect, and making sure that you can get this out there and get opinion and see response and gauge reaction in a quick, easy to manage way without stressing yourself out, yeah, you're going to reduce that risk of burning yourself out. And if you do burn yourself out, it will take a while to recover. You've got to be mindful that all of this stuff takes a lot of energy, yeah? And the more energy you use, yeah, the weaker you will become unless you can replenish that energy quite quickly. hence the thing about eating and drinking properly, right? You've got to have that in check. You can't overplan. You can't burn yourself out, because if you do, who's gonna run the fort? Who's gonna do what you need to do, right? You are the most important element of what you're doing, and make sure that you have that in your mind at all times. And that's something that I've learned to do over the years. And, it does make a great difference to your workload, to your schedule, to what you're able to actually achieve, and to the energy that you've got when it comes to that time where you need to deliver, right? So we've been on here for 40 minutes. I'm not going to keep you much longer. I hope this has been really useful to you, and I invite you to drop questions and different things in the chat. If there's anything you want to ask me specifically, before we take some questions, and if you want to think about them and jot them down, I was going to give you 3 principles to success. And you've probably seen these before, right? No matter what you're doing, right? No matter if it's a job, if it's a business, if it's something in your own personal life, whatever, right? There are principles that will make you more successful, right? Now, generally, anything in life these days kind of involves something to do with technology, especially if you're marketing or promoting something, or you've got a website, or you're doing a blog. Even if you're using Facebook, it's still technology. So the most important thing before you get started is your technology must work. And this is as far as some people get, right? Don't overplan. Don't overcomplicate things. Don't buy into all kinds of complicated stuff. Yeah, you can do things real simple, but you've got to make sure your technology works in whatever you're doing, right, guys? The next thing to be, principle of success is you've got to put your offer, because that's what it is effectively, whether you're selling something or you're proposing something or you're looking to start a relationship with somebody or you're reaching out to a new friend, it's still an offer. Hey guys, who wants to be my friend? I'm offering my friendship. Yeah. Hey guys, who would like to buy a website or a funnel? I'm offering my service, right? You've got to put it, I put fuck because people what fits on. You've got to put the right offer in front of the right people. Don't be the person trying to sell meat to vegans. Yeah? Don't be the person trying to appease people and make, people accept you into their circle. And what I mean by that is, like, you don't have to please anybody. You don't have to fit anybody else's mold. If somebody, is opposed to what you're doing, then you need to cut them off. Put your offer, whatever it is, personal or business, in front of the right people. And the main thing, right, the bit that I talk about every single day, and the bit that is the most important to me, is this bit. You've got to build relationships, right? Because it's the relationship that will carry you towards your goal. It will carry you towards what success looks like for you, right? You've got to have the right people around you, and you've got to have great relationships, whether it's a business relationship, a personal relationship, a loving relationship with your partner, your wife, your husband, whatever, right? You've got to have great relationships that are positive and built on the right foundations. And if you can maintain those principles in your life, your business, couple that with some goals, the positive mindset, and the fact that every single action you take is for a reason, has got purpose, then how can you go wrong? Because the only direction you're going in is a positive, supported direction that's underpinned by solid foundations and principles. And in 50 minutes, you have got there the template for success, in my mind. And it works for me. It's working well for me. It'll work for you. I'll share this little document up in the chat, so we can all access it, and we can copy it and paste it, print it out, do what you want. And like I said, I invite people to drop some questions in the chat box right now. We've got 5 or 10 minutes before I have to go and fix somebody's technological nightmare. And, you know, share this stuff. Think about this stuff. Manifest your own future and your own positive outlook. If you're going to chase your own dreams and you're going to go out there and you're going to really up your game in 2017, if this stuff helps you to achieve what you want to achieve, then I'm more than happy. If you need a little bit extra help and support, send me a message. You all know me on Facebook. Send me a message. Let's have a chat. Let's jump on a call. Let's see if we can map out your own personal plan, right? Or speak to one of the other guys in the group, in the chat. There's 5 or 6 people in, and I know there's a bunch of other people who will be watching this on replay. So what excuse do you actually have if you can kind of think along those lines and put things into action and know exactly what action you're going to take and why it's important, what support you need? These are really powerful things to ask yourself, to challenge your business with. But if this stuff helps, then, you know, guys, this is great for me. This is great for you. Let's see how good 2017 can actually be. Let's see how much extra we can squeeze out of this year compared to last year or the year before. You know, there's big things out there and there's nothing at all to stop you. There's the document. Let's take some questions. You're asking basically some good means to acquire some customers for a marketing agency that's just starting out. Well, clearly we've just talked about a big bunch of stuff there that's really important. And making sure your goals, you know, how many customers do you need? How much money do you need to be successful? They need to be in your goals, right? Making sure you're out there with a very positive mindset and that you're engaging the right people will help you move in that right direction. Making sure that your actions count. So this stuff that we've just discussed on this call will fit perfectly to helping you to get these new clients, right? This is the fundamental. Your technology must work, right? You must put your offer in front of the right people and you must build relationships. Now, I do have a separate piece of training that will kind of answer this in more detail, which you feel free to check out. There is a little bit of an investment for the training that goes with it. It's dannywalsh.co.uk/client overload. I think I might have even directed you to that. But if you want to check that out and you want to read the free script that comes with it and then ask me some questions in private message or whatever, I'll be more than happy to help you. But to be fair, set your goals, clear actions that are going to make a difference, that are going to move it forward. Have some simple technology that works and then concentrate on these 2 parts. Yeah? What kind of clients do you need? Do you want big clients or little clients? Right? It's all covered in this free training stuff anyway, but getting your mindset right from the outset and not overthinking, not over planning, not taking too long to actually get something out there, right? The ugliest websites in the world make money. They might be ugly to you, but they make money. Otherwise, they wouldn't be there, right? People are making money from Facebook Messenger. You don't need a big infrastructure around you, right? The main thing to getting clients is the relationship and staying positive and actually being able to help them do what they want. Show them the goods, yeah? Great technique, if you do need some clients, is go and do something for somebody for free, all right? So go out there, find a business that clearly needs some help with their marketing or their advertising. Get them some results, whether it's Facebook ads, whether they need a new sign, whether they need a new website, and use those results that you've got from that customer, for that client. Get a testimonial, yeah? Get the results, create a document that you can then present to the next customer and say, hey, we've achieved this for Joe Blogs. Would you like to buy into this? And you can bet yourself any money that people, when they see results, will want those results for themselves. So if that helps, you know, all the best. If you need to message me, feel free to do so. The chat keeps vanishing, but we will see. So, yeah, there's a question from Omar. Any more questions, guys? What did you think of this? Like I said, it's something that I've just put together, wanted to get out there, really needed to keep, you know, myself on task, really. This is part of me being able to motivate myself. And, you know, this is about me being able to help you guys and give something back. I did say that if you stay to the end, there's a bit of a bonus. Now, some people might already have access to this stuff as well. If you just drop me a message on Facebook, right, I'll send you, by the end of the day, I'll send you some links and some bits and pieces that will be very useful for you. And I will also send you the recording of this call. So I've got a bunch of stuff put to one side, ready to give out to people. And I'll save this recording and I'll put that in there for you as well. Going forward, it's important that you receive communications from me. So if you're not already on my mailing list, you can join it just by going to dannywalsh.co.uk. And there's a bunch of really exciting stuff on there, things that I've got coming up this year. There's a lot of events that we're doing. The roundup documents on there. There's Mastermind. There's the Inner Circle. There's the Client Overload script. There's all kinds of cool stuff that I'm putting out there to do my best to help you guys. It would be great to get a bunch of feedback from you. Great to know what you felt about this call and the content and all the rest of the stuff. And it would be more than great to get a message off one or two of you in the next few days saying, I've actually made a difference as a result of what we did on that call. So let me know, final sort of few minutes now as we just go into the closing moments. Make sure you're on the mailing list. Make sure you've got access to the documents. If you need anything, just let me know in the chat before we finish this call. And like I said, drop me a message if you need the bonus, if you want the bonus. Thanks so much for staying on to the end. And I look forward to seeing you on the next thing that I do. Now, Thursday night, 8 p.m. UK time, I do the weekly webinar. The link to that is on the website as well. That's more marketing focused. It's not, this one today was a kind of a one-off. The Thursday night ones, it's 12 noon Pacific time or 8 p.m. UK time, and we get into the marketing, we get into the affiliate marketing, we get into the building your own products, the technology, all of the business type stuff, the stuff that really keeps the money coming in and keeps the bills paid, really. So join me for that. That's free. You can find a link on the website. It's dannywalsh.co.uk. Thanks to everybody who's sending me private messages on the Zoom chat, and I'm getting inboxes from other places as well. It's been a great call. Let me know what you think before we go. Any last comments? Thanks, guys. Thanks so much. Like I said, message me for your bonuses. I'm going for a lie down in a dark room before the next meeting. I will see you all soon. Thanks so much, guys.